So combining this, we can combine surface analysis with depth profiling. What does that mean? Depth profiling means, okay, I can go into the material layer by layer and analyze the change in its composition throughout the depths of the material. And for many things like thin films or specially coated material, this is important. Okay, and the technique could be XPS, X-ray photoelectron spectroscopy, or SIMS, or some other technique, could be OJ. So here I'm showing a XPS depth profile of what? Of a silicon wafer, but covered with silicon dioxide. So okay, the horizontal axis would be what? Depth. How deep into the material? 0 means you are right at the surface. Now you are going into the material. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the unit. Nanometer. Really, really thin. You are going into the material nanometer. And then what did you see? The y-axis is what? Atomic concentration or percentage, right? So what did you see? At the very top surface, the black one, I always have a little bit of what? Carbon. That's unavoidable. Anything at the surface will be covered a little bit of carbon species. Anything. By oil, by whatever it covers by a little bit of carbon. And then beneath this 0.5 nanometer, now we are constant. I have a constant ratio between silicon and oxygen. Carbon is almost 0. And look at the ratio between oxygen and silicon. It's almost what? 1 to 2. From silicon to oxygen, 1 to 2. What is that? Silicon dioxide. So this material is covered by roughly how deep? 1 to 1.5 nanometer of a uniform thin silicon dioxide. Could be native dioxide. You can grow this layer to thicker for special electronic application, right? Like Ben is going to Intel, and Intel is doing a lot of this oxidation for the silicon chip wafer. Grow the oxide or ALD certain oxide. And this is the technique you are going to analyze it, how deep it is. Is it uniform? Is it what we want? And then going in, you find what? The silicon concentration goes up and what goes down? Oxygen concentration goes down. What does it tell you? Now you are into the pure silicon, high purity semiconductor grade silicon. Within it, the oxygen and the carbon concentration should be essentially close to 0, right? Look at the percentage. We can analyze percentage using XPS or similarly using OJ, AES. In semiconductor industry, that's what they do. On the other hand, if we have this, I'm showing a SIMS, secondary ion mass spectroscopy, depth profiling of what? Still of silicon, but the silicon surface have what types of doping or impurity in it? Arsenic. Arsenic. Okay. If you are doing semiconductor processing, arsenic is similar to phosphorus. It's act as a donor to make a semiconductor silicon into a donor type, N-type semiconductor. Okay, and then we see, okay, the y-axis is what? Concentration, but we are talking about a volume concentration. 10 to the power of what? 20 per cubic centimeter. We are doing volume concentration doing SIMS. Okay, and typical material, that concentration is 10 to the power of 22, 23. Now we are 10 to the power from 20 to 21 roughly. Okay, and then goes up and goes down. It drops by 3 order magnitude. This is, if you are in semiconductor processing, this is quite often the surface so-called emitter. People use ion implantation or some other technique to diffuse the very surface layer with low concentration of donor, in this case arsenic, could also be phosphorus, to have a surface concentration, and that gives you the so-called p-n junction in many cases for solar cells, for semiconductor chips. Okay, and quite often there's a lot of detail that you have to control the profile of these for all the semiconducting properties that you need. Okay. Question? This is not a perfect graph. It should be probably 10 to the. Clearly, the graph is not perfect. I'm going to try to swap out another graph. Yeah, yeah. It should be 10, 20. You see 20, 19. It's probably 1 point something, 1 point something. Yeah. Okay.